Is it recording?
Yes, it is recording.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, betul lah. Alright, so hello, good evening, good day, everybody. So today I'm Ahmad Faiz bin Rahmat, and my metric number is 194340. Today I'll be attempting to do a teaching demo for the LHE4801 English Language Teaching Method. So the teaching tool that I've been assigned to teach is Guess the Object. Alright, so you will be my Form 3 students of advanced proficiency level, and you will have the prior knowledge of settings, setting of place, and you are pretty familiar with your five senses. All right. Okay, so what the hell is that? Okay. Um. All right. Yeah. One, two, three. Good evening. Hello, class.
Hi,
Good
good
evening,
Hi,
teacher.
evening.
teacher.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone doing? You're doing okay?
Fine.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
Okay. Kind
I want
of.
Kit Kat.
Like, is anyone affected by the, what is going on, like the flood, right? Is anyone affected by the flood by any chance?
No.
No.
fortunately,
So far I am not teacher.
Ah, okay, that's good
Alhamdulillah.
then. Alhamdulillah, yeah, that's a good news. Yeah. So, I mean, if you are affected by it, then please follow whatever you need to follow. There's like guidelines and rules you need to do during floods, and please just be safe. All right. All right. So, before we get to today's lesson, I'm just gonna recap a little bit. Um, anyone still remembers what did we do last week?
Settings.
Yeah, settings. That's
Yes,
right.
Settings,
setting.
teacher.
Yes, we did settings of place for Hansel and Gretel, right? So can anyone name me the three settings of place in Hansel and Gretel?
Cottage.
Yeah.
Forest.
Mm-hmm.
The witch's house.
Yes, correct. You guys are smart.
Forest.
Yes, so we have cottage, we have forest, and also the witch's house. Right, let's look at the witch's house, the example, right? Anyone still remembers what does the witch's house look like?
Full of chocolates.
Yes, there were chocolates, right? There were sweets. But what does it resemble?
all the
Candies.
good stuff, teacher.
Yes, a lot of
Yes.
good stuff, right? So,
All the
So candies.
diabetes.
yeah, it looks like it can give you
Yes.
diabetes, exactly. Yeah, so actually the witch's house look a lot like a gingerbread house. Yes. And but the issue is that you were saying that oh, there were like chocolates, there were sweets, all of the good stuff. Like how do you know? Like is there anything that describing the house in the text maybe?
When the writer talked that
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Gretel.
Mm-hmm.
Gretel walked into the house
Mm-hmm.
filled with chocolatey. The writer described the
Mm-hmm.
house, inside of the house. A
Yes.
lot of chocolates and
Yes, yes,
everything.
yes. Good job, Damia. Good job. Thank you so much. Good job. Yeah, the author actually wrote a few description and includes some details on how the house was made up of. There's like a lot of pastries laying around in the house, especially on the table. So, in today's episode of literature class, we are going to look at those details because those details are actually called imagery, right? So in today's class, we're going to use our five senses to identify imagery, right? So I'm hoping that you are pretty familiar with your five senses. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
Eyes,
teacher.
Yeah.
nose, mouth,
Yeah.
here,
Like the song,
touch.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. So in total, we have five sensory organs to stimulate our five senses. So the first one is the eyes, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and our hand, right? So it's obvious that we know that we use our eyes to see, and our ears to hear or listen to music, then our nose to smell, our tongue to taste if it's salty, sweet, spicy, sour, and then our hand to touch. Like if it's dry, is it cold, is it rocky, perhaps the road. Yes, but the question is, how are we supposed to stimulate our sensory organs and use these five senses when the object or situation are not physically in front of us? like we have to imagine. Like let's take reading the text for example. Like just now, some of you were saying that, oh, the witch's house has like chocolates, has this and has that, and some also were saying that they know that it is based from the text, right? So in the text, there are description and details that pertain like how this house was made of, and what is on the roof, what is on the floor, what is surrounding the house, and those details are what we call imagery. Can all right. So imagery is the author's use of language that appeals to the five senses in order to help readers imagine what is being described. Another way, we can also say that imagery is just a description that the author used to help paint an image in your mind while you are reading what is being described. Yes. So, to allocate our five senses, we also have five imageries, five different types of imageries. The first one is visual imagery, which stimulate our sense of sight. And then auditory, which stimulates the sense of hearing. Then olfactory stimulates the sense of smell. Gustatory, our sense of taste. And also tactile, our sense of touch. All right. For example, just in case that you are not familiar, not pretty familiar with it, I'm just gonna use our text as an example. So for visual imagery, the roof was coated with white and pink icing. So from this description, we know that the roof was coated with icing, right? But then the author put an example or like details on, okay, what kind of icing was it? So the icing was white and pink icing. So now you can imagine, oh, the house has this white and pink icing. And you can sort of like imagine in your brain, like, so this is how it looks like. So that will add to your reading experience. Yep. So the next one is auditory imagery. So the example is Gretel shut the door and the old woman began to howl frightfully. So can anyone howl for me?
Ow!
Oh,
Ow.
Roar.
Ow.
okay, thank you. So I don't know that you guys are like half wolf by any chance, but yes. So that was howling. That's how we howl. All right. So in this example, the author was saying that Gretel shut the door and the old woman began to howl frightfully. So we know what howling sounds like, but the author was accentuating that, like how frightening this sound was and everything. And then the next one is olfactory, which stimulates the sense of smell. All right, the example is suddenly their noses were filled with an oddly sweet aroma of fresh baked bread. All right, so for this example, the author can actually just stop at sweet aroma because we know that, okay, it's something that we can smell. But the author for the add the details of fresh baked bread to help the reader think that, it's not like any other kind of sweet aroma. It's actually a sweetness of a freshly baked bread. Yes. So the next two imageries, which are gustatory and tactile, the same concept applies to these both imageries as well. So for gustatory, she had never tasted anything so sweet. And for tactile, the pebbles were scattered on the rocky road one at a time. So we know from this example, the author was saying that, Gretel tastes something that is like very sweet. So it stimulates a sense of taste, and it will help you imagine like, it's like not any kind of taste, but it's actually a sweet kind of taste. Then for tactile, remember when Hansel was walking on the road? So this sentence is giving an example like like he's walking on this type of road, like a rocky kind of texture. So it will have like paint an image into your brain to like, okay, the road is rocky and not muddy and stuff like that. Now those are the examples of the five different types of imagery. Now I want you guys to, get on with your boots, get your hat on, and maybe a jacket. It can be pretty cold because we are gonna go for a visit to the bakery, or specifically your local bakery. So are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Let's go. But before we go to the bakery, I have a little situation for you guys. So the situation is, I'm gonna read it to you, okay? You guys can just sit back. So the situation is, your mother has asked you to visit the local bakery. Unfortunately, it is July 2nd, which means it is officially National I Forgot Day. Is an actual holiday. So your local bakery has forgotten to tag the pastries and breads with the names, but they managed to provide some descriptions for every item instead. So, with some knowledge on imagery in mind, you have to guess the pastries based on their description. All right. So, in total, we are gonna have five description, which pertains five different types of pastries and breads. And what you need to do is you need to use your knowledge of imagery and guess these pastries based on their description. Can we do that? All right.
Yes, teacher.
All right. So for the first one, can I have someone read the screen for me?
Can I? May I, teacher?
Yes, Damian, you can, of
Okay, sorry,
course.
Hashim. You can go. Okay, all right.
Okay, okay, let's take
Okay, thank you,
Hashim.
Hashim.
Like Hashim will do after this. Then this will be Damian's,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, teacher. All
Okay.
right. A visit to the bakery.
So,
I'm a curvaceous crescent-shaped pastry that is rich in buttery taste, especially toasty when I am freshly baked. The crispiness and flakiness of my skin is almost feather-like. Within the first bite, you can hear me crackle from the golden brown crust and caramelized flakes. And ooh, yeah, hi, makanjais. Yes, I speak French. Thank you.
all right, thank you, Damia. That was a very descriptive. Yeah, that was very descriptive of you to even speak French. Yes, I don't know that you can speak French. All right, so based on this description, can anyone sort of like guess what kind of pastry it is?
Croissant,
Croissant.
teacher.
Croissant.
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 Yes, I
The
hear a lot of
croissant.
croissant. Yes,
Croissant.
exactly.
Don't.
Okay, so but how do you know if it's a croissant? Is that how you guess?
The
Because it's a
curvaceous
crescent
crescent shape.
shape.
Mm, it's
It's
because
French. Tiba.
It's French, yes.
yes,
Eh
yes,
oui, je parle français.
yes. Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Because of the
Je préfère français.
because of the curvaceous crescent shape. Yes, thank you, Damia. And also because of the French, right? Because we all know that croissant originated from France, exactly. So from the first sentence, the curvaceous crescent shaped pastry is what kind of imagery is that?
Uh,
Visual.
Yes, visual imagery, exactly, because it describes the shape of the pastry. On like you can imagine, like, oh, it looks like kind of like like crescent like that. Yeah, and good job. So, is there like a tactile imagery in here? Can you like sort of like see maybe on the first paragraph? In the first paragraph?
Uh, the crispiness and flakiness.
Exactly. The crispiness and flakiness of my skin is almost feather-like. Exactly. So that is an example of a tactile imagery because it describes the state, the texture of the skin, not the skin, but the croissant itself. Yes. So okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, since Hashim was very excited to read this one from me, so can you read it now, Hashim?
Okay. I am usually layered with creams and decorated with various colors and shapes. The sweetness of the cream indulges your palate suits the sour strawberry sitting on top of me. I can also be light and fluffy, but I will most likely taste like cheese. You can always expect me and confetti how to
Confetti. Confetti.
confetti confetti
Mhm.
in the block during celebration.
All right. Thank you so much, Hashim. All right, great job. All right, so based on the description, we have layers, we have creams, we have colors, we have strawberries even. Like Nabila actually looks like like she has a strawberry on top of her head. So could this be Nabila or could this be like any other type of pastry? Anyone would like to guess?
Muffin.
The
Ooh,
cake.
strawberry cake,
The
cheesecake.
strawberry cheesecake.
ooh,
Ah,
that's
yes.
very
Muffin.
Yes,
Strawberry shortcake.
yes, thank you so much. That's very specific though. Like I heard someone say that strawberry cheesecake. Yes, it can be, but it's actually just a cake. But thank you so much for trying. Good job. So, but okay, how do you know that it is a cake, for example?
It is layered with creams and decorated with various colors and shapes.
Yes, exactly. So the first type of imagery you can see is a visual type of imagery because it says here that it is layered with creams and decorated with various colors and shape. So we know that most cakes are layered, right? They have a few layers and then they will put like creams and stuff. So it can be very dense. So from this description, you will have that type of imagination. It pins an image into your mind. Like this is a cake. All right. So next one. Can someone read it for me? Maybe Megan?
Okay, teacher. My tummy is encased with sweet and sometimes savory fillings. I am mostly popular for the caramelized apple version, which you can easily get from McDonald's. Similar to other pastries, my crusts are crumbly golden brown and are smothered with buttery taste.
Mm.
In film, people often throw me on someone's face, and it made everybody laugh.
All right. Thank you so much, Megan, for reading the description for me. So, but wait, before we get into description, have you tried throwing this kind of thing on someone's face? Like, do you often see
Too
it in
No,
film?
expensive, teacher cannot
no, it's a waste
throw.
of food.
Yeah, it's a waste of food. We should not do that, right? Okay, so can anyone sort of like guess like what kind of it? Because we often see people actually do it, right? Like you throw it in someone's face. What kind of pastry is
It's
this?
a
I
the
ask.
pie.
Yes, it's a pie. That's correct. I'm pretty sure that the biggest hint is the McDonald's one because you can easily get it. It's all over the billboard. You can see the ads
Apple
and everything,
pie.
right? Right. So, can anyone like sort of like guess which one is the gustatory imagery? The one that stimulates a sense of taste in this description. Can you see any?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Encased with sweet and sometimes savory fillings.
Yes, that's correct. Encased with sweet and sometimes savory feelings because we know that sweet and savory are tastes, right? The things that we can taste. So this sort of like details will stimulate your sense of taste to imagine like, oh, okay, even though it's not in front of me, I can actually imagine like how it tastes like. Yum, 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 yum. That's very sweet. All right, so moving on to the next one. We have this one. Okay, so can Nabila perhaps read it for me?
Yes, teacher. Okay. I come in many shapes and forms. Depending on the occasions, I can be as round as a ball or a star on the top of a Christmas tree. I can even look irregular if you want me to. Some like me crunchy and crispy. Others may enjoy a chewier version of myself, but most definitely, no one could resist my gooey chocolatey taste with a glass of fresh milk.
Ooh, thank you so much, Nabila. All right, so that sounds very delicious. I hope you guys are not coming to my class with an empty stomach because you can get pretty hungry. For example, like today. But can anyone like sort of like guess like what type of pastry or sweets or dessert is this?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Mm,
The
yeah,
cookie.
yeah. So like,
Cookie!
yes, good job everyone. Good job Damia. Good job Nabila. Good job Megan. So like cookies, right? Mm, do you have like a favorite cookie, perhaps in your mind right now?
Chocolate
Subway
chip cookie.
macadamia.
Subway
Mm,
White
cookie.
chocolate macadamia from
mm,
Subway, teacher.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
Subway.
Yes,
yes,
true. Oh,
Homemade.
sedapnya.
Woo.
White
same.
macadamia, Chi.
Thank you so much for responding. Good job. All right, so I actually like the taste of chocolate cookies from Subway as well. So we're similar on that. So we can definitely go out and like get some cookies after this. But can anyone like sort of like point out to me like I think there is like a tactile imagery somewhere in the description. Can you see? Perhaps in the second paragraph, I think.
Yes, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Some like me crunchy
Gee.
and crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
And then got chewier version.
Ah, yeah, yeah, you got it correct. Thank you so much for trying. All right, so the crunchy, crispy, and chewier. These are all describing the texture of the cookies, right? So, and people are built differently. Some like it crunchy, some like it crispy, and some others like a chewier version of cookies, right? So, in this description, the author, aka me, like I was describing like the texture of the cookies. So hopefully this will sort of like create an image into your brain into thinking that okay, it's like crunchy crunchy, crispy crispy, and sort of like that. So I think we have a last one. Okay, I think I'll read this one for you guys and then you have to guess. All right. So tastes like coffee, but I am not to be drunk. My feathery, soft, and fluffy skin is topped with aromatic coffee flavored topping. As you tear me open, you'll be meeting with my soft, buttery feeling that would leave you wanting to eat more than one of me. I attract a lot of noses and cheerful faces in public when they see me out of the oven, hot and fresh. Alrighty. So, what do you think this pastry is? Like, can you sort of like guess?
It
Coffee
sounds
butter
like a Mexican bun from Roti Boy, teacher.
Oh wow, that's
roti
very specific.
Papa
boy.
Roach
Yay.
Roti.
Roti boy, Papa Roti. Yes, yes, yes. Good job. So it's actually a coffee bun or Mexican bun. Now it has a lot of names apparently. And you can almost get it like from everywhere now. Like we have Papa Roti, we have Roti Boy, a lot of like franchise are opening in Malaysia. So but how do you know that is a that thing is a coffee bun? Like how do you know? Like maybe there's like a specific details that that in the text maybe.
Uh,
As you tear me open.
it says tastes like coffee.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's correct. Tastes like coffee, but I'm not to be drunk. So now you know that. Oh, this is the biggest hint that it tastes like coffee. So it could be something that is coffee related, right? So it's actually a coffee bun. So good job everyone for trying. Right. So now we've visited the bakery. I'm not sure if we have more time for the other activity, but yeah, I don't think we don't. But it's okay. We're still in this topic. Okay, we're still visiting the bakery. But for the next activity, what I want you to do is, I want you to go on Google Slides and draw a pastry for each description. So we have in total 5 descriptions, right? So I want you to draw
Yeah.
the pastry on Google Slides for each description. And then you can use the imagery in the statement to help you with your drawing. And also you may include any creative elements such as memes, illustrations, and colors to enhance your drawing. Like I heard like from some other teachers that some of you were actually baking, but I don't know, perhaps that could probably help you with your visual imagery. I'm not sure. But yeah, but please be as creative as you can and just have fun with it. Okay. So just have fun with it. I just want you guys to be creative and channel your inner Picasso perhaps with this activity. Right. So just do this as a homework because we don't have time for now. So with that, before we end the class, I hope you will remember what we learned today. And as cliche as usual, what did we learn today?
Settings.
Setting.
ah,
Imagery.
ah,
Measuring.
Imagery.
ah.
5 types of measuries. Yeah.
Yes, thank
Five
Yes.
you. Thank you so much.
imagery. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure like someone will like distracted because of like the pictures of cookies and everything.
Yeah.
You'll probably get hungry. Yes, I understand that. But we learn imagery today and how we use 5 senses to identify the imageries. Right. So with that being said, I will see you in the next class. So be safe and have fun baking your pastries on Google Slide. All right. Thank you so much, students. I'll see you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Good teacher.
Thank you, everyone. Mwah. Be safe, ah.
Okay, will do.
Bye, teacher.